Hello everybody. So this video it's about stretching. It's stretching for jiu-jitsu. So these are the stretch that I try to do every day because they are helping my jiu-jitsu and they are helping to reduce the amount of injury that you can have during jiu-jitsu. So we're gonna keep every position for between 5 to 3 minutes. It's gonna last an hour. And that's it. So let's start it. So sorry, technical problem. There we go. So first stretching, you're gonna go on your feet, on one foot here. Now you're gonna grab the other legs here behind you. You see it like that. And now you're gonna grab here and you're gonna push your hips as low as you can and grab the foot. And you see the foot, you're gonna try to turn it like that. You should feel a stretch on your hips. And my hands is overextended, okay? I'm not bending. I'm here and I'm trying to drop my hips on the floor. So this stretch is very important because I stretch the hips in front, the flexor hips, and in jiu-jitsu you are a lot of time in a ball, okay, because you try to don't let the guy pass in your guard, or you try to pass the guard, you're squatting very low, so this you have tendency to have very strong hip flexor that are pulling in your lower back, and is why a lot of jiu-jitsu people have lower back issue. It's because they have a very tight and strong hip flexor. So if you stretch the hip flexor, you reduce the tension in your lower back, so you're reducing the amount of injury of your lower back. Okay, can let go. And now, slowly, you're gonna do the other side. There we go. Same thing the other side. Grab your feet, bring your hips down. Stay like that. Here, I'm grabbing here. I'm dropping my hips down. Take your time to move away from a position, okay? Okay, now we're gonna change position. So, now we're gonna do the inversion. The inversion is very important because it's a position that you find yourself a lot in Jiu-Jitsu, willingly or unwillingly. Let's go. And I have a lot for inversion. So, here, you try to put your foot on the floor. Okay, like that. Okay? I'm gonna move a little bit more here. Here, yeah, like that. You try to touch your feet on the floor. Try to breathe. Okay, stay calm and relax as much as you can. If you can put your foot or you try to open your legs as much as you can, okay, or you just try to drop the knee on the floor. I'm gonna have to cut that moment. Okay. Move the position. Move down, away from the position. Okay. So now, another very good stretch is this one. I'm here, I'm opening my legs as much as I can, I'm on my knee, and I'm trying to open my legs as much as I can and go back. If you want, you can try to push a little bit every time, but don't push it so much that it became so painful that you have to move back up. So you need to find the right amount of stretching. Okay, it should not be pain, it should be stretching. It's very important to be able to have very flexible hips, because everything comes from the hips in Jiu-Jitsu. And even the injury, the lower back comes from too much tense hip flexor, and the knee injury comes to the fact that your hips are not flexible enough to turn, so your knees start to have to do what the hips should do, but because your knee are not meant to twist to the side but just go up and down, they get hurt, and this is how you messed up your knee. So by stretching your hips in jiu-jitsu, you're reducing knee and lower back injury, what is like the most common injury in jiu-jitsu. So this is a very painful stretch apparently, but it's a very good one. So you go foot flat on the floor, you see like that here. Now you're gonna drop your hips as low as you can, and you just stay like that. So if this is too easy, you can push your knee, you can try to bring your legs more in the line, you can open your legs more, okay? But if you're already able to go that low, that's already very good. Put the timer. You can work on your breathing if you want to. I don't like to work on my breathing on this one because I'm already enough in pain, but you can work on your breathing. So remember, in jiu-jitsu we want to inhale with the nose, exhale with the mouth, and every time you're exhaling, you bring your belly inside. So you and you try to bring your belly inside and contract it. And you try to make a long exhale. Focusing on the exhaling more than the inhaling. Because remember, when you're exhaling is the moment of you actually contracting muscle. Inhaling is releasing muscle. So if you want to be good on breathing, you should always try to focus on the exhaling. And another thing is that when you breathe normally, you always have a little bit of oxygen remaining in your lungs, and this oxygen is not renewed, so it's space that you are not using that you could use. So if you focus on the exhaling, what you're doing is that you moving out this little amount of oxygen stay in your lung, and it allows you to have more oxygen that you can bring to your body, so to have to feel better and to last longer during the fight. Because your first move, your first energy, it's breathing. So if you stop breathing, you're gonna probably lose a fight. So you need to be able to keep breathing in any position and in any situation under any pressure. And you can see by the fact that I'm checking the time like at least 4 times that this is a very painful position for me too. So don't worry, just do your best. If you cannot go very low, just try to go as low as you can for as long as you can. And when you can, you just go back up and try to take a little moment of rest and go down. And little by little, you're going to be able to keep this position. Okay, now how you're gonna move from that position if you are able to stay for 5 minutes like that. So you're gonna just drop your hips on the ground. Ooh, okay. Oof. Oof. So now you're gonna connect your 2 feet together like that. Okay. You're gonna try to open your knee as much as you can, and you're gonna go forward. Okay. And you just breathe and relax. Try to go as low as you can. Okay. You can bring your hands in front. Okay. Just don't push too hard. You have to use gravity with you. Can turn to the side a little bit. Try to stretch a little bit more one side than the other. Push on your knee like that. You're stretching more your hips. if you want, or you can just stay low, and that's it, up to you. Okay, now you go up, you're gonna open your legs, okay, as wide as you can, keep it straight, and now you're gonna reach forward. So also you can do this, but my level of that stretching is not very good. So for me, going forward is already more than good. This is the last hip stretching that we're doing. Now we're gonna go to another place of the body that is very important. It's the shoulder. We're gonna stretch first the hands, and after we're gonna stretch the shoulder. Shoulder need to be stretched a lot too, because you can still get injury by have injury on your shoulder, and it's a place that gets very easily tense when you do martial art. Striking, wrestling, everything use a lot the shoulder, so you need to stretch them. So after this one, it's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna stretch the hands and the shoulder. More the shoulder than the hands, but anyway. Okay, now we are done with the hips. Now what we're gonna do, it's we're gonna start with the hands. I like to start with the hands. So you see, I'm on my knee. I'm gonna turn my hands and put down the floor here. Okay, now I'm gonna put all my weight, and I'm gonna just move back. And you should feel a stretch. The stretch can go until from your forearms to your shoulder. Okay, so depending how much you need that stretch, more the feeling of stretching go up in your arms, more you actually really needed that stretch. So yeah, and if you can be like that, you move back. Okay, try to move back. And I cannot go very far back, that's fine, that's totally fine. Please continue. My watch got a problem. Don't stop. Sorry about that. My watch just got a problem, so I had to bring a little bit up because the watch was starting to talk to me. It's a Apple Watch. Siri was I put Siri on by mistake. So I have this rash guard, and this is a Renzo Gracie rash guard, but I'm not from Renzo Gracie. But when I was a brown belt, I trained for a week, a little bit more than a week, at Renzo Gracie to learn leg locks. And at the time I was not doing a lot of no-gi, so I didn't have enough rash guard, so I had to buy 2 rash guard, and I bought it brown because that's the belt I was at the time. So I got these 2 rash guards. So my students are, some students are like that tired to see me always wearing this rash guard, but now they are getting tired of me wearing leg locker rush guard because I wear that even more now. But just to tell you that I do appreciate Renzo Gracie, New York. I find it an amazing place to train, but I'm not from there. So the next stretching, I like to grab a hedge. You know, I'm grabbing the hedge of the mat. If you cannot grab the hedge, just try put your hands behind your back. Bend your elbow a little bit, okay, to don't give you an arm bar. And now move your butt forward until you feel a stretch on your shoulder. So what I will say, yeah, I do love Renzo Gracie, New York. I find it's a beautiful place where to train. People are nice. Find some people very cold over there, but I think it's maybe because they have to deal with a lot of people that want to talk to them or want to, you know, bothering during the training, so they try to they have a tendency to be a little more cold to create some distance and to be able to train freely. So I think it's one of the reasons. But anyway, so I train over there, but I'm not from Renzo Gracie. I'm from Jiu-Jitsu for Life team on the George Brido and Josh Raptor are the founder of Jiu-Jitsu for Life. So I'm under George Brido in the Jiu-Jitsu for Life Association, and yeah, I found that I train at Toronto BJJ and I teach at BJJ Battalion, and I started to I didn't really, but I started to seriously learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at Toronto BJJ, and I'm very happy to train over there. The level is very good. It's one of, for me, it's the best place you can go to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's not Renzo Gracie level, but you know, Canada, there's less population, so it's a bit more difficult, you know. And Renzo Gracie New York is in New York, so, and is run by Renzo Gracie, so, you know, more money, more budget, more people, more possibilities. So yeah. But I believe that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Canada are gonna continue to grow, and we already have. I have to say we have a very strong women's, like, yeah, Jacinta, she's very good. Sarah, I don't know what we call the bully, she's very good too. Megan, Melissa, Vicky, they are amazing, and we have other new girls, young girls are coming, to say that the level of women is good. If I have to imagine, and we also have Nogi people, sorry what I'm saying. We have a guy that won, don't know his name, shame on me, a Canadian guy that won the Nogi World. So, you know, we are getting there. We are not that far. I don't think we are that far. And David Mosley got second in the brown belt worlds. He did a very beautiful fight. Like, the guy was tough and he did a very good job. And we also have Eric Fan, got second in gi at brown belt. So wow, that's very good, man. And well, of course we have Thomas Beach. That was a little bit a long time ago, but still, the guy is amazing. He's just amazing. I train with Thomas Beach. I train with Eric Fan. I train a little bit with Jacinta. And yeah, I'm very lucky to have trained with all these people. And also Nathan Dos Santos, like, this guy is a killer. This is the reason why I don't want to be in the middleweight anymore, or middle heavy, because I don't want to face him. Like, what the heck is the point to face that guy? I mean, when we train, I always go try to beat him, but like, he's toying with me. He's very good. He's very, very good. He's very talented, and I like how he teach, and he's a very good guy. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a lot of high level people. Not like Renzo Gracie, but every day we get better. Okay. So now, next stretch. Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu is not like the other martial art. The other martial art, if you have a good instructor, you can start to hope to go professional in maybe 2 years, like, yeah. But in Jiu-Jitsu, my God, and MMA also, it's such a complicated martial art that I really think that you need at least 4 years of preparation, like, man. Yeah, 4. I know that some people say, yeah, I train only 2 years, but most of the time I think that they are forgetting that they probably did like Muay Thai for 4 years or 3 years beyond that. So they have already a very solid base on another martial art. So yeah, so Jiu-Jitsu is a more, there's more basic movement to learn. I always have a hard time to explain that because I don't want to feel that I'm saying, oh, Jiu-Jitsu is more complicated, so the people that don't do Jiu-Jitsu are doing easier martial art, because it's not true. But the basic movement are way more than any other. After, the complexity is always the same in any martial art, because it's about you and not the martial art. It's you, if you are able to put complexity and intelligence in your art, that's another story. But yeah, like, look, boxing is a very, very delicate and refined and beautiful fighting sport. But if we talk for real, there's only few movements like jab, cross, hook, uppercut, parry, dodging, and more or less the rest are variation. But of course, with the variation you can, like, be a genuine like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and other people like that. You need to study a lot. Like, Mike Tyson watched so many tape. He studies so much, that guy. Everybody think that he was just a big hitter, but it's not true. His game was very, very fought. His coach was very good. It was amazing, his coach. So yeah, at the end of the day, when I say that there's more thing to learn, I'm not saying that Jiu-Jitsu it's a more intellectual sport than any other one. It's just saying that because there's more basic to learn, it takes more time to understand the basic of the game. So it takes more time to start to develop a complex game, to be able to face it other strong, smart and smarter athletes. So that's it. So I think is why you need to be patient with Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, when you teach also, you need to understand that even if you have a good team, it only takes some time. Then take some time. They need to learn. Okay, you start with white belt. Like every other dojo, you start with white belt. You need to grow little by little, starting to have blue belt, and after starting to have a purple, and a brown, and after black. Like 8 years ago, at Toronto BJJ, there was nobody has a black belt. It was George, Dudu, was 2 instructors. The rest of the people were purple, blue, and white belt. Like, there was not a lot of brown belt. I don't remember to have seen brown belt for like the first 3 years, man. So yeah, you need to be. It take more time. But it's my favorite sport. I mean, this is my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that the other sports are not good. If you like another sport, you are more than welcome. We can talk. You can tell me why you like it, and I will totally agree with you, because it's like liking color or liking whatever. It's not about logic. It's about feelings. So we talk about feelings, I like jiu-jitsu more than any other sport. If we talk about efficiency and everything, we can have conversation, but I'm stretching right now, so I will not go too deep. So I totally forgot to explain that stretch. I guess you guess it from now. You grab the belt and you try to pull your arms back. Is that? Oh wow, I do talk a lot. So now the last stretching for the shoulder. This one is more for the chest. So usually I like to have a wall, like to have the hand of the wall, but I don't have that, so I'm gonna put my hands on the wall here, and I'm gonna try to put my shoulder close to the wall, and now I'm gonna turn away here. You can have your arms extended like that, you can have your arms bent, you have to feel it, what is more comfortable. And now you're gonna turn away, okay? And you should feel a stretch on your shoulder or on your chest, like here. I mean, you cannot see anything, but yeah, you should feel a stretch on your shoulder, chest area. Okay? And you just stay like that and relax. So I talk a lot, and I will not do this video again. So if I talk too much, please shut down the volume. This is not the first time that you do that video. Like if you will decide to do that video every day, for example, what it will be a good thing. I have two things to tell you. First of all, you should change stretch. You should not always do the same stretch. I will say that the two first stretch are very important. The stretch with the hands is very important, so do these three, and the rest you can vary and change a little bit, okay? But always try to stretch your hips a lot. If you do that for jiu-jitsu, and try to stretch your shoulder also, but you can vary it, you can add stretch, you can do it your own, okay? But yeah, if you do that video every day, it's gonna be still very helpful, okay? Because it's better to do the same stretch than to not stretch at all. So just, and if you are tired about my beautiful sound and my amazing accent, you can put the video on mute, put some music if you want to, or put a movie. Okay, the only problem if you put me on mute is that you're gonna not know when to switch, but man, it's easily. It's 5 minutes if you stretch both sides, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or 3 minutes if you stretch only one side, okay? And that's it. Usually I watch a movie when I do that. No, sorry, I focus on my breathing and I meditate. That's what you want to hear, no? I watch movie. Try to find the connection inside of me with the world and be one with the universe. And open my chakra, and feel my elements, and so on and so on and so on. That's what you want to hear. No? Okay. Sorry guys, I'm not a yoga guy. The only reason I stretch is because I want to beat people up in jiu-jitsu. So if you stretch, you reduce the injury and you become better in jiu-jitsu. So that's it. That's the only reason why I stretch 1 hour. It's not because any other reason that I want to beat everybody in jiu-jitsu. So I try to do everything I can to be good in jiu-jitsu. And stretching 1 hour a day, it's very helpful. Otherwise, trust me, I will not do it. I should not say that aloud. I do some other stuff too that are not great in jiu-jitsu. What? No, it's not true. Everything I do is just to be better in jiu-jitsu. Ooh. So now we're gonna do the pigeon pose. So we're gonna do level 1 of pigeon pose, and we're gonna stay at level 1 because we don't need it to go too crazy. So look, I'm gonna put my legs, you see, parallel in front of me. I'm gonna put my hands here to stop it. And now I'm gonna put my other hands to pin my my shin on the floor. Now I'm gonna move back with my legs, okay? Flat, 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 and try to move as back as I can, okay? And try to put my butt on the floor. Like you can see, I'm very far away to put my butt on the floor, but it doesn't matter. This stretch is very good for your butt, maximus gluteus, and it's very good also for your hip flexor here, okay? So when you look up, don't go down, look up. Look up, and you're gonna feel maybe the stretch, maybe not. If you don't feel the stretch on your hips, is because your glutes, butt, we're gonna say butt, okay, are so tight then that you cannot go low enough to actually stretch your hip flexor. So that's why. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you don't feel a stretch on your hip flexor, it's because you suck like me. But don't worry, just continue to do it and you're gonna get better. Switch. Now, the other side. Okay? Now the other side, the same thing. I'm gonna go here, grab one, boom, boom, and I'll move back. You see, I try to move back and I look up. Oh, wow. I look up like that. I do not know why they call that the pigeon pose. I never see a pigeon doing that. If you see a pigeon doing that stretch, please show me. Send me a picture I'm very curious. But there is how they call it. Like I never see also a shrimp doing a shrimp, but sorry, a shrimp doing a hip escape. So if you see a shrimp doing a hip escape, please show me. So I took the music from YouTube, and I'm gonna maybe be demonetized, but in average I make $0 with my videos, because there is an average, like what, if I'm lucky, 100 people watching my video. So I'm not too worried to be demonetized right now. When I'm gonna be a famous YouTube channel guy one day, probably never, then I will start to worry about these problems. For now, I ain't making any money with that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna bend one leg, extend the other one, and I'm gonna go 4. T'aimes bien le croissant?
Ouais.
C'est bien, mon amour. That's my daughter. She's speaking me in French. She speaks French and English. I am with my dog, my wife, and my daughter, taking a long break. I hope a short break. I don't know how long break from what we used to do, but we're gonna come back to our normal life. This is just a moment to rest, relax, seeing your life with a new eyes, and everything is good in life. You always have to see the good side of every situation. It's how you go through stuff and you become better and better and stronger, and you reach your dream. Something go in front of you, as hard as is it, you have to be able to pass through, see the good side of the situation, appreciate every moment, and just go forward. It's easy said than done. Trust me, it took me a long time to be able even to say it, but you have two choices in life: or you can stay down or stand up, and standing up is always a good idea. So whatever happened in Jiu-Jitsu, I see a lot of people quitting because, oh, I don't feel okay with my Jiu-Jitsu and everything, and I'm like, I understand. I quit Jiu-Jitsu many times, sadly, But my advice is that if you don't feel okay with jiu-jitsu, just slow down. Just do 1 hour a week. Usually my limit is 4, but if you want to do 1 hour a week, just do 1 hour a week slowly. And when you decide that you recover your energy, that you feel better, just go back, just go hard. Like life, jiu-jitsu is a marathon, and like life is a marathon. It's not how well you run for a mile or two, is how well you run for years, how you're gonna do every year. So if a year, if a day, a week, a month, or years is going bad, even if more, the most important is stand up and try again. So if you start to stand up, it's gonna start to be more and more easy to stand up and try again. You're gonna take less energy to stand up and just try again, because it's gonna be just natural. You're gonna be like, I just get dropped down, I'm gonna stand up again, fuck it, and that's it. I find that what is very sad is when you don't know what to do, is when you don't have dreams, don't have hope, don't know what you want to do, feel conflicted about your objective and dream. But when you set a dream, an objective, and you have it, just go it. If you want, you can write it, your dream and your objective, on paper, like 3 objectives or 1 objective. You write 1 objective, and after you are like, what I'm gonna do to reach that objective, the step I need to do. I don't do it enough. I think I do it maybe 1 time every years. That's probably a lie. I did it 2 times in my life. But you should do that every maybe 6 months. That's a good thing. That's a good habit. I wanted to do that with my students, but I didn't do it because I didn't want it to make them feel that I was trying to, invite their privacy, invite their dream, and put my dream under their dream. But that's what you should do. You should put objective in your life and try to accomplish them. And I'm not saying that you're gonna reach them perfectly, because nobody is perfect. I have many flaws, many flaws. But at least I know what the flaws are, and I'm working on it, and I'm trying to be better, and I'm trying to do stuff in the way that my flow will not stop me to do it. And that's it. So that was jiu-jitsu talking, motivation talking, pitch talking. I don't know. I guess I become a real jiu-jitsu instructor. I like to talk about motivation all the time. Okay, so that was the video of stretching. I do that every day now. When I teach in my dojo, I do that 4 times a week. Sorry. My advice is that you should try to do it at least 15 minutes a day. 3 stretch, okay, and it helps you a lot. If you can do 1 hour, my God, do it. If you can do it more, you can do it too. Like, stretching is always good. Like, you really have to, if you do a lot of stretching, I'm talking, I don't know even how much, you should then work also strength and conditioning a little bit. But other than that, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. See you next time for jiu-jitsu technique maybe.